Wild world. Cat Stevens was singing that song, and he was talking about relationships and breakups, but it is a wild world out there, isn't it, brothers and sisters? Hey, I'm Brother Paul. I'm with the Universal Peace Officers, and I got a little Genesis Revelation show for you guys today, and I want to talk about a verse out of Scripture that's been kind of on my mind, and it was when Jesus was attempting to be tricked by the Pharisees, and they were asking him some questions about, saying he was evil or he was a demon. And, he made the statement that if something is divided, a kingdom is divided, it can't stand. So if a kingdom is divided against itself, it can't stand. And, if you look at the wild world we live in and you look at the things that are going on in our country, from my opinion and my perspective, it looks to me like there's people who are calling the shots and running the show that are purposefully dividing the citizens of this country because they know that a divided kingdom cannot stand. Think about that, guys. What do you think? Do you think there's people that are purposefully in positions of power in the political arena, in the business arena, in the media arena, and in all the control levers, the power brokers? And I'm going to look at three key areas today, just bring up 3 points, give you guys something to think about, because I'm just encouraging my friends and family, brothers and sisters in all the world to really look and stop and listen to what's going on in the world and try to see and understand, and do not let the people above divide the citizens of this country, because that's what they're trying to do. And they're trying to do it in so many ways. The most recent ones, let's talk about, the border. I go to the border and the kids and the First Amendment in this program on Genesis Revelation, because there's always a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's things that are close to our heart. We want a secure border. We want a healthy environment for our children, and we want to be able to have the freedom of speech. But, the people who make the decisions on who gets funded just are in the process of trying to send more money to Ukraine. And, they're trying to send more money to Israel with all the crap that's going on in the Middle East with Israel and Iran and everything else. But I just want to focus on the Ukraine thing for a minute, because the majority of the people in the country would rather spend money to secure our border than they would Ukraine's border. So why are the people who call the shots making decisions to send money over there, but they're not taking care of our border? Kind of on a similar note with the border, you look at the people in Chicago who are pissed off because their mayor is going to spend $90 million on illegal immigrants, and the people in that city are struggling financially. So why would the people who run our country do these things unless they were purposefully trying to divide us? In my opinion, I think that's what's going on. Why? I got a variety of reasons that, I've probably talked about, maybe we'll talk about later, but I think the key is being aware of it and standing up and speaking out against it. And the more of us in this country and in the world that do that, the less chance it will be successful. And we've got to stay united so that we will be able to survive. Let's talk about the kids. What's going on with the kids? Let's look at the Title IX crap that's going on in Congress. They're trying to reinterpret the way it's written because they know that they probably wouldn't get away with changing the law. And Title IX has to do with allowing equal competition and revenue sharing for men and women in college sports. Well, what they're doing now is they're trying to switch the language a little bit in the existing law so that with their gender or whatever they're trying to do with confusing the biological differences that God created us as men and women, they're trying to divide the people over the policies that are just, to me, insane. It's just insane. Where are all the people who are standing up for the women's rights? Where are all the women and the men who are standing up for the women's rights? Because what this really does is it hurts women. Because is it fair for a man to claim he's a woman and go play college sports? High school sports? What about the girls, man? What about the women? So to me, they're making decisions purposefully trying to divide us because they're trying to tear down our country. Let's look at the First Amendment. Okay, so we got all these illegals coming in. We got all this crazy stuff going on. But our government has the audacity to label people who are Bible-believing, want to protect the Second Amendment, want to have free speech, and want to be open-minded and be able to speak up against the crap that's going on, and they're calling us domestic terrorists, but they got the border wide open and they're letting who knows who the hell they're letting in. So just take a minute to ponder those three areas and just ponder, why would these decisions be made by the people who are supposed to be representing us if they weren't trying to divide the system? You know, we look and we think the system's screwed up and it's all messed up because all this crap's happening. I'm going to flip the script, and maybe the system isn't screwed up. Maybe the system is designed to do exactly what it's doing. I want to bring you guys 2 points of interest I spoke about the other day, and I want you to go do your research so you don't think Brother Paul's just a nut, conspiracy theorist, crazy person. Go look at some things that went on in the history of our country. Go look at the Act of 1871 and go do some research and kind of see the things that were done and how that impacted what's going on in our country. Look at what went on in Jekyll Island, and then what happened in 1902, 1903, and how they gave the power to the central banks and the Federal Reserve, and that's kind of where they really tied more into what they were doing from 1871 and really got control of the monetary system. So there's people who are, in my opinion, trying to divide this country because they're trying to destroy this country. And why, I don't know, but we have a country, the greatest country in the world, founded on the principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, are God-given unalienable rights, and that all men and women are created equal. Now, granted, the first 100 or 200 years, we did a crappy job of following some of that stuff, but that doesn't mean it's not a good program. But there's things that are in there right now that are going on that we are being divided. And the key, I think, for us to stay united is to be in prayer, to be aware. Don't be scared. Make sure that you care. Look at what's going on. Be able to identify and then stand for the truth and identify the bullshit. Because there's a lot of that going on out there right now, guys. A lot of craziness. So it's never more important that we stay united, that we take care of our mind, body, and spirit, and that we're aware of what's going on and we speak out against the things that are wrong. You know, it's easy to just sit around and do nothing, but the world won't be overcome by evil. It'll be overcome by good men who do nothing in the face of evil. And that's not going to be me. You know, I don't know if I'm going to make a difference, but I'm sure not going to go away and not try. I'm sure not going to be a silent person when I see this stuff going on and I see them trying to divide our country. So stay united, stay grounded, get centered, be informed, be aware, be alert. Hang on to your loved ones and love on them. Be there for the people in your lives and be a light bearer, be a vessel of peace. Be able to let God's love and light shine into you so then you can let it flow out of you. And one of the ways that I try to encourage people to do that is to remember to take care of their mind, body, and spirit so that they can be in better position to love God, love themselves, and love others. And that's why we came up with the peace officers. That's why we have the peace officers prayer. So my prayer for everybody is the peace officers prayer, and it's, God, fill me with peace, love, and compassion. God, fill my family and friends with peace, love, and compassion. God, fill all the earth and all of humanity with peace, love, and compassion. And empower our citizens to be able to stand up against the evil that's going on and speak out against us and help us make a difference through our love, through our kindness, through our prayer, and through our understanding of you and your love and your word. World, have a great weekend. God bless America. God bless the world. Peace officers, out.